Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. Today we are leaving the airliners and going to another variant of aircrafts, the business jets. And I usually fly these when I want to take a little bit of a break from the airlines and just do something a bit more chill, even though they are kind of the same, but I don't know, I like to do the small hops with these sometimes and just kinda play it a bit easier. Flight sim is a simulator but also a game at the same time. And what we have here is now the Flight 1 Cessna Mustang, one of the better business jets for P3D. I think it's this one together with the Reality XP Learjets and the FlySimware Learjet that are at the top in the P3D world. I don't think there's anything comparable to the what's it called? The one that you have in X-Plane, right? The 615, right? Or whatever it's, let me see, X-Plane business jet. I know there's a Gulfstream coming, right? The 550 or the 650? 650, I think that's the one that's on its way. But then you have the Challenger, right? That's the 650. Oh, so the Challenger is also the 650, and then you have the Gulfstream that's about to be released. But I think still P3D has a pretty good amount. You also have the Falcon by FlySimware, that's pretty good. So not bad at all. And today I've chosen to fly with the Flight 1 Cessna Mustang, which I kind of like. It's a small one. And we'll be flying from Tunisia. This is an old FSX airport. There's no other options available for P3D, but this one works pretty great. Not a lot of issues, not a lot of things to fix. It kind of worked almost immediately. And we'll fly from DTMB, which is the ICAO code for this airport, Monastir. We'll fly to Malta, where I have some nice freeware scenery of all of Malta from Simmer's home. So we have this Airsoft airport, we have some photoreal for Tunisia, North Africa, some freeware with Autogen as well, and then we have the Simmer's home Malta, which is also great. And what else? And then we have, of course, the Flight 1 Cessna Mustang. But that's about it in terms of the payware, in terms of scenery and the aircraft. No immersion packages or similar. And as you can see, the outside is pretty nicely modeled. This is a P3D version 4 native aircraft, but it has also a P3D version 5 version. They do disclaim that some things might not work, but I haven't found any that doesn't work. So yeah, but it looks pretty good. And if we jump inside, you see, you know, kind of like these smaller business jets, no overhead panel, but pretty nice circuit breakers. They don't seem to work though. And then all of these throttles, the panel to control the screens, and yeah, the autopilot, and it does seem to work quite well. And then you also have the cabin, which usually with business jets they usually put in some effort into making these nice. And there I managed to open one of the tables, the foldable tables, where you can see there's some I don't think this is the manuals, but and then you can remove them. But yeah, that was a bit of a fun gimmick. And you can see pretty nice, pretty well thought through. I mean, this is not like the super fancy, the Succession type of private jet, but you know, a small version. And then you do have some of the external, like the wing, the engine. So the internal model does have some of these things modeled. Also the front, which I also appreciate. So that's nice. But yeah, apart from that, not much else. I've loaded the aircraft up. Fortunately, you do seem to be able to refuel through an auxiliary panel. Let me just make this a bit smaller. we can put him to wear sunglasses here to call fuel truck, but it's there doesn't seem to be any like for fueling or for payload purposes. There's no EFB or similar, but I haven't found that to be an issue, so that's not a big problem. What else could be good to mention? Oh yeah, with the payload, yeah, so you have to load it in through the Prepar3d own tool, but it works, so that's good. Let's put on the batteries while we wait. But yeah, otherwise nice model. You know, you see the steering wheels working and or the yoke and all of that. The only thing that's a bit hard is to kind of do the flight plan, because these are two different. So what I usually do, you can do it the other way around as well and open like the knobs, but I usually do the screen and pop that up as a 2D screen. And then I basically use this little knob thingy to kind of fill out my flight plan. It took me a while to get this. This is actually my second take on making this video, because I wasn't able to figure this out, so I had to take a bit of a break to just go through the manuals. And it's basically just because it's a bit, it's not difficult to fill out, but it's just it's a bit different than one might be used to. As you can see, it's like, you know, you have a bit thickly. So we want to do departure. This is what I usually start with. We'll enter. Then we'll do our airport. We can clear there. Oh, now we cleared the wrong. Let me just do it again. Sorry about that. Departure. So it's D. TM, there we go, B, we can enter that. We do have a Simbrief flight plan, so that was pretty nice to see. So we can scroll down here to this one, Naija 1A. We can enter that, and then we get our star. So that's pretty nice, and we can then look, of course, through our range just to see that it's working, and it is, so that's really nice to see. Then the one I had big issues with was to get this to work, so you basically have to go like this, and then here you have to scroll to the side, and voila, there you get up the waypoint insertion. Then we have a direct to Nevna, so let's see here, Nah, that's the one. And then we have another direct to GZO. So let's do it like this, G, C, and O. And we can enter that. And then we have a direct to runway 23 at Malta, and I think we can do it by procedure. So we select that up. Let me see. It's a direct one, so maybe we just need an approach then, right? So we do approach. Oh, now we're doing the airport. That's not what we want to do. We want to do it like. Let me see if I can. Let's clear that. And let's of course put in our airport. Then procedure, and I guess approach wasn't the right one, so we should do arrival instead. So there we go, LMM is our flight plan now, and then we need to just get that procedure, right? So let's start with approach, see what happens. There we go, now it's working. And then we have the ILS 23. Where, or no, sorry, not the ILS, but the RNAV 23. So we can enter that. We can get vectored in. which I think we'll do this time. So we'll do vectors. Let's see if Prepar3d works though. So it's a bit of a risk. Like that, and then we can go flight plan again, procedures, and then I think we can now do the arrival. Oh, I guess we don't have to do the arrival actually, because we did already put the approach one in, and we don't really have anything else to insert, so we can just clear. And the only thing I want to then check is just to make sure that the flight plan looks good on paper, and it does. So that's pretty nice. So we can close this. Let's have a look at our lights. They look good. I don't think the panel light seems to be working. At least not during day. Maybe it's like night based. In terms of taxi and pushback, I think we can do it ourselves. In terms of the Prepar3d, we can insert a flight plan. I don't know what we should call ourselves since we don't have. We can call ourselves something. If we can have the same tail number and then just call ourselves Mustang, maybe. That should be easy to remember. SID. So the SID is from runway 7. There we go. And we can load the SID. And then the star. 3 through. 2, 3. There doesn't seem to be any star. So we just do approach, RNAV. We do the vectors. That should be nice. And functioning. So we can connect. Let's see what happens. And we have connected, that's good. I'm gonna change the tower. I'm gonna file the flight plan as well. Now let me see when I talk to them if this works. Mustang 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Mustang 4003
there we go. Okay, I'm gonna move that away.
Climb to the NIGA1 Alpha departure with the NIGA transition, then is filed. Expect departure runway 07. Climb to flight level 080 via the departure.
Flight level 080. So let's see where we can insert our altitude. I think it's here.
Mustang 4003 is cleared to Lima Mike Lima. Climb via the NIGA1 Alpha departure
080.
with the NIGA transition, then is filed. Climb to flight level 080 via the departure.
You can put on the flight
Expect
director
higher clearances 5 minutes after
on
departure.
both seats.
Approach on 119.3.
And then squawk
3652.
3652. I wonder where you changed the squawk. Oh, it's down there. 3652.
Altimeter is 29907 Mustang 4003.
Ah, sorry about that. There we go. 3652. And we can just ask for pushback clearance as well. Well, let me see. Altimeter was 29907. The altimeter is set. Let me see. Should be here somewhere. Barrow. Altimeter 29907. 29907. So quite okay. Barometric pressure. That's nice. Almost at sea level. Maybe a bit above. Let's ask for pushback clearance. Mustang 4003, ready for pushback. And let's ask for taxi clearance as well.
Mustang 4003.
Mustang 4003, ready to taxi. Okay, there we go.
Taxi to runway 07 Mustang 4003.
Sorry, I wasn't meant to open all of those, but I do want to check the the settings tab. Oh, I know where to open it. I think you can open it from the inside as well if you press here. Let me just check. Everything's looking good. Let me see if GSX has anything. Let's use Ultimate Ground Crew X. Let's see. There they are. Oh.
Ground to flight deck.
Go ahead.
Communication check, please, and confirm that the brakes are set.
Parking brake set. Let me just have a
Thanks.
look. We have been cleared for engine start.
You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
With the right. Is there any fuel booster? Doesn't look like it, so we'll just try by this first. I'm not sure if you need to set the ignition on.
Cleared 4.
Or it's on norms, maybe it works. Okay, now we're starting. So that's engine number 2. Quite tiny, right? There we go. Now it started. God, I'm coughing today. Okay.
Go ahead, flight deck.
Kind of stabilized. We'll start our left engine. Let's see if we can zoom in a bit.
Roger. Have a nice flight.
No, I took that. That's me saying that clear to disconnect.
Go ahead, cockpit.
Oh, he wants to join the plane.
Roger. Have a nice flight.
God, I'm just gonna confirm kill operations. So let's see. How are our engines looking? Pretty nice. There's so few like buttons in these like business jets, so I get like I don't know, restless. I'm like, am I doing something wrong because I'm not pressing enough things? But it yeah, it does actually make sense. And let's see, here on CDI we can choose a bit our channel. So this is the GPS one, which is the one we want, because that's the one that's going to be sent to autopilot. So we can put nav on. I do not think this one has a... no, it does not have a auto throttle, so basically... potentially this one, right?
Flaps, take off.
Oh no, this was the flaps, sorry.
Up.
But here you can basically set them in different detents, right? Like the Airbus takeoff, climb, cruise. So that should work. But let's see. We got taxi clearance. You can see some Air Tunisia planes moving about. So let's start our taxiing. We don't want to
Flaps
keep...
up.
we'll do flaps.
Flaps, take off. Approach position.
And let's see now in terms of the trim. Can you see? I can see it here, and that's takeoff trim, so let's keep it like that. You would think that these engines could get this plane moving, but maybe they're not big enough, so I'm just gonna put in some thrust. Let's see if that gets us to start rolling a bit. Let's also put on these. I think there was an
Anti-skid on.
which is probably good to have on. Let me see with the generators. Those should be on. Yeah, they are. There we go. Now we started. So it just took a while. Ah, wait, sorry about that, guys. I'm just once again noticing that still hasn't been fixed, this voice. I need to check if I have to do it in like the main menu to kind of get that to stick. Let me see, why is this one not on? I mean, these are like the standby instruments, right? But we would want them to work, because otherwise you don't really have anything to... Yeah, we can need to put on the yaw dampener as well. And other than that, I think it's looking good. Engine synchronizer, I guess we can have that on norm. And we'll continue taxing. Let's see. And it's taxing quite well. I mean, you really notice it's a light aircraft compared to flying like a 777 or something like that. But it does its job pretty well. Let's decrease the range a bit, so we have a bit better visual of where we're going and and how it's going. Left is clear and the right is clear. I'm sorry you won't be able to see it because I'm using my ultra wide setup with 3 screens to check my sides. Let's see, we have an aircraft coming down there, probably another Tunisia aircraft, I'm assuming. Let's see, do we put on taxi? Oh, there was taxi lights. We can put on seat belts, pack safety. Yeah, we got advice when ready for departures, that's good. This is probably like a holiday airport. It's not a big one, so I'm guessing this is like during summers when people are going, or like late fall when people go for, you know, 1 or 2 week vacation. Probably a lot of like, what are they called, like the hotels that have kind of full service, right? I think those are quite popular.
Traffic.
Not charter, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Let me see what's the name. Sorry, it's hotel. So basically, you know, when you go like the charters and you get like all drinks, kind of, you know, it's quite a heavy, like a big price up front, but you know, you can then just stay at the hotel and all inclusive. That's the word. That's the word I was looking for. So I'm pretty sure that's probably quite a lot of hotels down here. Turkey is also quite a popular destination for those all-inclusive ones. Okay, let's see now. We do not have a... we do have a VNAV. What if we put this on? Let's keep a reasonable climb rate. Let me just find a good zoom level. It's a bit hard to find a... There we go, this should be okay. I'm just gonna save it as well on chase plane because it's a bit... the problem is it kind of can't see some of the side angles, or it kind of cuts into the texture, which is a bit annoying. So there we go. Is he gonna let us? There we go. He is moving. We'll put on our landing lights. We don't want to close the beacons. As you can see, we have the lights on here below. What else? Oh, let's ask for takeoff clear, so we have that. Mustang 4003, ready for takeoff. So air conditioner we probably want on. What's this one? Activated when lit. Okay, so we don't need to do anything. We can probably keep it cold, but maybe not too cold. We can cockpit fan on low, it's probably a bit warm out there. And I wonder, is that 300 maybe? No, 600. That's so tiny. I need to get one. I don't have a 600, and I think only the iFly is available now since PMDG has temporarily pulled their P3D products.
Line up and wait runway 07 Mustang 4003.
Okay, line up and wait. So at least they did know that there was someone on the runway. That's cool. Okay, let's see though. We have GPS set, yaw dampeners, yes. Vertical speed, yes. We have trimmed, yes. We have flaps, yes. Anything else? That's cool. Caution for wake turbulence. That I do appreciate. Okay, so let's keep the brakes in.
Maximum climb takeoff power.
Takeoff power set. And off we go. Wish me good luck. Let's try to keep ourselves somewhat on the center line. 60 knots. 80 knots. Oh, we're a bit heavy today.
V1.
V1.
Rotate.
Or rotate. Oh, maybe I should have set in my
Positive
V1.
climb.
I'm pretty sure you can put that in. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear coming up. Now we have the GPS set. It does seem to be working nicely.
Flaps up.
We can take the flaps up. We can trim it a bit. Turn 096. Let's make sure that we are still climbing. You can see our vertical speed here on the right. Looking good. We're a bit fast. Let's go to
Climb power.
climb power. And we're intercepting this one. It's quite a fun aircraft to hand fly actually. And look at beautiful like that clouds, there's reflections. Yeah, this is looking really nice. Let me see, we can probably up the vertical speed a bit. Not the easiest to see though, they could have made them a bit more refined, the texture. If only the Nvidia surround could, you know, you could have, because I think my main screen is like a 2K screen actually, so it would be helpful if you could have like different resolutions on different screens. Let's see, now it's looking good. Let's try our autopilot. So we're gonna engage our autopilot. Climb to flight level 130.
Climb to flight level 130 center on 125.
We'll insert that. 130. Let's see if we need any anti-ice. I'm pretty sure we're gonna need a windshield once they're usually activated. Let's also put our barrow to standard. Let's have a look on the outside. Look at that beautiful Tunisia. Let's see what nice angles we have too. Can you see something of the inside? Yeah. Pretty nicely modeled, the inside, even from the exterior model. So I guess you would see. Let me go back to the normal. I guess what we could do, we can keep that climbing. Let's go here to the back just quickly. Pretty sure you can control the lights somehow as well here in the back. Just have a look kind of out the window. So this is the closest thing I've ever gotten to experiencing private jet. I flew on general aviation, one of those that lands in the water. That was pretty cool. What we call it, float planes, I guess. But I haven't been on a private jet, at least not yet. maybe one day. Okay, we're still climbing, it's looking pretty good. We are following our... So let's increase the range a bit. We're following our flight path, so it's nice to see. So far so good, no hiccups. One thing also with like, I'm not sure how to assess the flight models on these ones because they just feel... I mean, I haven't flown one in real life, right? So hard to do anyway, but it's especially hard considering that you know, they're so tiny, right? So it's, you know, they feel in some cases, you know, overpowered, in some cases underpowered, and you're not really sure which one is the right. Okay, let's see, we're still climbing to 13,000. Let's decrease our descent or ascent rate a bit. Don't seem to be that fast, unfortunately. So we can get some speed up. I mean, 220 knots, that's nothing. We are probably not that fast though, only these two small engines. But I mean, these are kind of like the engines of the BAE 146. So I would have thought this one was faster. Let's see, Cessna Mustang. So Pratt & Whitney PW600 first round in 2001. Embraer Phenom 100 uses it. That one is still being produced. And then the Eclipse 500. Which is not being produced. What happened to it? It was founded... Oh, and it went bankrupt during the financial crisis. Let's see, now we're picking up speed. There we do have some sort of limitation on our speed. 250. That's interesting. Max operating speed 250 knots. So this is not a fast aircraft. Let's see if we got higher clearances yet. Doesn't seem so. Okay, so we're climbing to our altitude. Okay, let's see, so Pratt & Whitney. Small turbofan engines. I guess before that it was the turbojets, right? And those were the ones used on let me see, turbojet airlines. I guess like the 707 probably have used turbojets, right? Those small little cigar looking things. So they were usually the Pratt & Whitney, at least the first one was a turbojet, yeah. It's really interesting. Oh, and then in Rolls-Royce Conway turbofans in 1960. Okay, that's interesting. So they did have a few with turbofans instead of turbojets. I didn't know that actually. Let's see now how it will do in the turn. So we're turning and it is turning. Very nice. And you can see we're leaving Tunisia behind us. Not in the fastest aircraft of all time, but fast enough. Our Mach should be going up. I'm not sure if we have a weather radar on this one. Let me see. Sound. So the transponder, that should be on.
Center Mustang 4003 climbing to
Let's
flight
go
level
back.
190.
TMRF. Oh, here's the reference speeds, right? So that's why we got the V under rotate. So that's the one I should have set from the start. We can also enter the minimums here. And I do wonder if this is also... It's not
Gear
entered
down.
with... Oh.
Gear up.
What the hell happened there? Probably me who misclicked. Here we go, right? Let me see. So if I wanna move, there we go. And now I can kind of insert our landing speeds. So this one. Let me see, we wanna change that, right? Now let's think about how you do that. Let's check at the same time what are no, there's no Malta charts, but I think I have some backup charts in saved locally for LMML. Do I though? Maybe not. Damn it. I was certain I did. Let's see. Luckily I did find some charts online, but it's only for the... Well, it's for most of the runways, so that's good. Let's save that. So here we go, we can see we're doing runway 23, and you can see that the minimums will be around 845. I mean, we're flying visually, I'm not sure if this is RNAV certified, but LNAV, I mean, let's do that. A and B. So let's do 750, I guess. That could be a good one. And now we just need to figure this one out. No procedures. Oh, yeah, destination elevation, we should also put that in, and that's an elevation of 300, 200, I guess the runway is the one we should use, 245. Right, now let's do it a bit above, so we have, or I guess better to leave it below. So there we go with that one. And then this one. This one we do wanna change, right? But let's clear now at our
Maximum cruise power.
so maximum cruise power should be our setting. And let me just have a quick look. I'm actually gonna change the range here a bit just so we have a better overview of where we are. And then I'm gonna steal this. See if I can fiddle with it off screen a bit. Oh no, it disappeared. There we go. I think it's because I'm resizing it a bit. Okay. So if we want to change the TMR, we would of course click there and then go down. Okay, then I want to change the
Contact center on 122.7, Center Mustang 4003 at flight level 190.
God, I'm not being made any wiser looking at these minimums, trying to find which knob to switch. One way to do it could be just to check let's see, minimums. Oh, they do have a checklist. It's pretty long, the checklist, 93 minutes, but 93 minutes, 93 pages long. But it's use the inner knob. The inner knob. God, and then it of course doesn't work. So it should be the inner knob, where you kind of switch that, but of course it... Oh, there it works. Look at that. My God. I mean, I'm giving up. What the hell? And now we can put this 750. Sorry about that little hiccup. All these small things that I always forget with these planes. But I do like flying them, so such is life. I think the landing refs are looking good. Let's see if we can also get those. On and on. Okay, so that's good. Now we have those ref speeds set. Probably have checked my weight and that sort of stuff, but I'm pretty sure it should be, the weather should be fine at Malta, right? Few at 1000. Okay, good. Leave this on the few, right? So we'll be fine. No precipitation. Pretty warm. 24 Celsius. So we should be really fine. Let's see how long we have left on this little hike. It's not long, it's only saying 23 minutes. And now what I do want to check, of course, like these are all looking good. We do not have a lot of fuel left though. 1135. This will be tight. Specifically if we had to divert, it would really be on fumes. I mean, Jesus Christ. And look at that, there's an island. Is that the Lampedusa? Or that... I'm trying to figure it out now, probably not. Let's go and find a Google map that works, and then we are gonna check. That should be, yeah, that is Lampedusa. Well, would you look at that? The one to the north, that's Pante, like this one, that's the Pantelleria. But I think Lampedusa is Italian, or yeah, it is Italian. Well. I wonder what the island did during World War II though, because it's quite exposed. Oh. They kinda they kinda just surrendered, the Italians. Surprised. I mean, there was really not too much to fight for, unfortunately. Quite exposed there, right? The Allied Navy, and not the best. Then they did their landing in Sicily, right? And they totally whacked the Axis. My god. Yeah, 1943 wasn't the best year to be on the Axis side in the war. Losing basically everything. Okay, let's see. We are still on a nice or following the flight plan. So what I'm gonna check is the stand attitude. So there's a standby battery system, so they're kind of like, so let me see, avionics, now they're on. So is that the standby avionics instruments? Yeah, they should be on. That's why we didn't have them. But look at that, they are working, we are on standard. Can I tweak? Does seem like I can, but it's not sure how it's. So it's kind of like it's somehow being connected but not really working. Okay, but I guess, you know, it's just a standby one, so shouldn't hopefully have use for it. Let's see, we're still flying quite nicely here. As you can see, there's basically just water flew across one island here. Seems to have the photo reel on it, so it's nice. In the distance you can see another island. That's Sicily. And Malta should be around here. So slow and steady, we are getting to our destination. Nothing too fancy. In terms of speed, 18 minutes left. I'm looking now at the Rolls-Royce Conway, which was the turbofan. It was the first turbofan jet engine to enter service. So it was replaced very quickly, right? But it was used on the Handley Page Victor. This one, look at this one. This is an interesting aircraft. Sleek design. And it was retired in 1993. Last flight 2009. Quite an interesting aircraft. The Vickers VC-10 used it, 707-420, and Douglas DC-840. So the tiny DC-8 version. And what came after this one? Was there like an aftermath? Who did it? It was Rolls-Royce, so it would be interesting to see what engines they... Here we have piston engines. Maybe not the piston ones are that interesting. Rolls-Royce jet engines. So let's see if this one has... Wikipedia is amazing in that sense. There's so many different... let me change my perspective a bit in the same. So many different kind of web pages with different lists and stuff. Here we have turbofans. Quite a bit of different ones. RB211. That was the first production 3-spool engine. And apparently turned Rolls-Royce from a significant player in the aero engine industry into a global leader. So this one that was on 747, 757, 767, even on a Tupolev
Descend to
204.
flight level 140 Mustang 4003.
That's recommended to be capable of at least 50 years of continuous development. And that's really interesting. Look at that. Kinda, you know, you set the, you know, with the right development, you really set the standard. Descend to flight, oh sorry, totally missing. Descend to flight level 140. Okay. We can start our descent then. That's good news. And let's do a normal descent of 1,500 maybe. We can go on idle with our engines. We should soon be coming up here with to Malta. Let me just have a... I'm gonna move this, sorry guys. Let me just have a quick look. So the Trent engines, they have been on basically everything, right? A330s, A340s, the 500 and 600, A350s, A380, 777, 787. Jesus. And all these different one. What's the... So they have the Trent XWB and the 7000. Pressure ratio, so the 7000 has pressure ratio of 5:1. Fuel consumption improved by 11%. What's the XWB pressure ratio of 9.6:1? Bypass, sorry, and pressure ratio of 5:1. I mean, it's really efficient, the 7000, so I can really see why the A330 Neos would be of interest. The only 140 have been built as of yet, but there will be more, I think. Let's have a look. Orders and deliveries per year distributed. So they have almost 400 orders in it. Just need to scale up them deliveries, right? And then let me see the what was the other one? That was the A350 one, right? That had that also had pretty good bypass and pressure ratios. Interesting to know how you make like one engine for one single airplane. Seems like counterproductive. I guess you would want to have one standardized one. Of course you lose the competitive edge then, right? Oh, I now notice that we are losing quite a bit of speed. We don't want to go that slow. Let's actually go back to
Max
cruising.
climb at maximum cruise power.
Descend to flight level
Okay.
090 Mustang 4003.
090. We can continue our descent. 090. Let's check also our transition altitude so we don't forget that. So the transition is 5,000. Let's check what's the barometric pressure. Can't really see. What's the current activator? 1017. Which is what in the other standard? That's 3004. Oh yeah, talking about that, we should have shut our landing lights a long time ago. Yeah, that sounds good. Not really following proper ops here. Okay, we're still descending. I'm gonna bring the range down a bit. Let's see, I think they'll send us on a final to EVPAT, right? That would make sense. Let me have a look if I can pull down a bit on the speed. If we can maybe on this one we could activate approach. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So let's wait a bit before we activate the approach, see what information we get. Here you can see the beautiful wings. So yeah, quite a nice airplane, working quite well. Haven't seen any big issues, apart from it's a bit clunky to use. But I mean, and I guess here you kind of also notice a bit that you get, I mean, there's probably not, these are not as expensive, right, as airlines or aircraft made for kind of airline duty. So then of course it makes sense that it's a bit, you know, cheaper stuff, and then I guess it moves all the way to flight sim community. I guess not as many people buy business yet, so they don't make it as smooth. But I think it's reasonably, I mean, it's just me who hasn't really picked up on everything. I mean, and this does seem to be a true to life, so it's actually a really good model. I was not sure if I was gonna buy the King Air, but I'm thinking of doing that as well. I do have the Milvis one as well, but I haven't used that one enough. Those are also, I guess, some high quality ones. The Milvis one. They have the King Air, and then that other one that looks a bit weird. 4,000.
Altimeter is 3003, descend to 4,800 feet, Mustang 4003.
There we go, now we can set it correctly. 4,800 feet. 3003. Let's put in a bit of speed. We're not in a hurry, but let's not drag this out unnecessarily. I'll zoom in a bit more. And maybe a bit more. So Malta is there. Just close by. Our co-pilot can see them. I would assume it's a co-piloted plane. Maybe you can fly it by yourself. Doesn't seem to be... Everything seems to be quite close to you. I'm gonna have a look actually now. Cessna Mustang. How many pilots? It's approved for single pilot operations. Yeah, that's also what I thought, and it makes sense. Oh, that's good. If you press here, you can open kind of the, what's it called, this one. So that's pretty nice. Now let's see if I can get back to our... Let's close that. Okay, and now we're getting our vectoring.
To the RNAV approach for runway 23 Mustang 4003.
050.
Descend to flight level 050 Mustang 4003.
Where did they want us to head? Heading 085. There we go, 085. We can now do the activation, and let me do it like this. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong one. There. We can go flight plan. Sorry, not flight plan. Not that one either. That. Then we can activate that. And how do you get rid of that annoying ass map? There must be some way you can get rid of this. Let's see, maybe it's this one. At least that makes it easier to see it. No, we don't need to be changing things there. I'm gonna clear. We're still descending. Let's have a look at what our descent should be. We should be at around 3000, so hopefully we get further descent clearances. Let's keep that map. God, it's so hard to get like it's set correctly. Yeah. Okay, 5,800. We should not be at 5,000. We should be at 5,000. We should not be at 5,800. We should be at 5,000. And we can also set our barrow based on that, right? It's 3004. Let's double check if we have new information from our close. No, no new information. What was the wind? Variable 3 knots, that's fine. Let's have a look on the outside. Yeah, we can see Malta here. Doesn't look like it's... or is it land class? I thought that Simmer's home would cover everything, but now I'm... Well, let's see. We will know when we landed. Maybe I messed up with activating the scenery. That's always a risk. I can actually do a quick check to see if we have that. Should be here somewhere, right? This is why you should always check your airports right before you fly to them, but oh well, it's too late now. It looks a bit empty though. I'm gonna be honest, it does look a bit empty. My god. I'm certain I had that scenery set up, but yeah. Of course, you never know. Now we have the add-on XML, so it should be an add-on XML. Actually, the best way to check is by going to program data, then you go into Lockheed Martin. Let's pull down our throttles a bit while and then do scenery add-ons XML, and then check. Oh, I can't find Malta here actually at all. Gulp. There's nothing on Malta. So actually what I'll do, because I think you can do this while you're in the game, I'm just gonna quickly check if I can activate the Malta scenery, because it's pretty nice, the Simmer's home one. So it should be ground, SC, scenery world, and that's the alt files. So what you do then is you go scenery library. Let's make sure we add the right ones before we add. So we would add an area first, we would go and browse, and then we would, I usually have it in my E files, and then here I have my Malta, and then I would do ground, so we get scenery and texture. So Malta ground, and then we would do another one. So I go into my scenery, and then here Malta, and then SC, which should be the airport. There we go. And one way to check if you have something installed, like if it's double, is by checking like this, right? You can see if the location matches. So it looks like we didn't have Malta, so that's really good to know. And then you need to put into scenery, but I'm pretty sure we have these in the, I'm just gonna check quickly. So if we go to, and once do that, I'm just gonna press OK, and let's see if we can load this scenery in. Let me see if I go to scenery and then world. We should be able to see if we have the Malta. Yes, we do have that, so perfect. So then we should have basically everything set up, apart from having the scenery actually set up for the sim. Don't know why it was removed actually. I have no clue. My guess will be that there is something that just could be related to. I had some issues with my hard drive. I installed something and then when I pressed uninstall it started deleting everything, so maybe it somehow kind of got to that as well, but I'm not sure. It doesn't make 100% sense. Okay, let's see. They have a pretty good read first guide as well. Look at that. Now this is looking more photoreal. That's the spirit. So yeah, that's a bit. This should now work. Yeah, sorry about that little hiccup. Okay, we can now continue our flight. We should hopefully get. Seems like. Yeah, it seems like it worked, but let's see. Okay, we are at the flight level we want to be. So what's holding? What's the what's the hold up? They want us to still continue our journey. That makes sense. I don't think I can worry now. It's like if that's scenery, so I didn't have that much, but I had a few that was installed through this. But they should be fine, I assume. So it was just one scenery that got removed by mistake. Okay, let's see. So we can see here runways, kind of hard surface. You can set that information, approaches, right? The RNAV. Now I'm not sure how you set you can do it like that, right? So now we have the GPS for the approach is set. You would otherwise change here with CDI to get VOR for ILS or similar. And let's see, we should soon be getting further descent clearances. But again, put the landing lights back on. Totally missed doing that.
Heading 145 descent to 4,000 feet Mustang 4003.
145. God, this is 205.
Fly heading 205 descent to 3,000 feet cleared for RNAV approach to runway 23 tower on 135.1 Mustang 4003.
Okay, let's do it like that. We have the should have been turning much earlier though, so that's a bit of a worry. Okay, now we're getting the GPS signals, that's good. But our heading should be 232, so we have quite a bit to turn.
Contact tower on 135.1 Mustang 4003.
Now we have the approach, so we are descending automatically, that's
Tower
nice.
Mustang 4003 inbound for RNAV approach runway 23.
And there you can see, I think that's the harbor. And that's now it's looking like we have the airport actually.
RNAV approach to runway 23 will call when established on final Mustang 4003.
So let's turn down the throttles a bit. Let's see if they have
Altimeter is 3003 Mustang
flaps.
4003.
Max gear retraction, max gear extend 250. That's good at least.
Gear
So
down.
we can drop our gear. Maybe this one is RNAV certified. That's good. We're dropping a bit in speed. So nothing too crazy. But yeah, let's see. There we have our runway. Let's check what was for the flaps. Takeover approach. 185.
Flaps, takeoff, approach position.
Let's see. Those are now on. Let's put in a bit. We're losing speed quite crazy now. So let's put in a bit more thrust. Can't go much higher than this. Then we're going into the detents. I'm not sure which one is the appropriate ones. Okay, now we're gaining speed again. So look at this. We're bringing someone rich who's been to Tunisia for a cup of coffee with a friend back to Malta. And now you can see that it's not the land class one, right? You see that the details are much more refined. You have the castle there, right? This is looking more, I mean, this is payware quality. So they've done an amazing job. Big shout out to Simmer's home. Yeah, this should be good. That's the runway. Okay, and it's still going quite good. We do have a glide slope. Amazing what GPS can do, right? I mean, in the future, will you need ILS? Maybe not, right? Oh, what's happening now? Oh, there we go. Thought we were almost crashing there for a second, but I'm gonna guess it's just because I reloaded the scenery, right? Unfortunately, we lost pilot to ADC, so that's always a bit of a bummer because it got disconnected right from the sim. I'll close that. Okay, let's see. This is looking good. We're a bit to the right of the airport, so I'm gonna take over and do a visual approach from here on. There we go. Let's pull back a bit on the throttle so we can get below 150 knots. Looking good, looking good. Let's trim a bit, not much, just a little bit. I just realized I have the wrong joke for this. I'm using the Boeing one, but I should be using one of those other ones where it's like you pull it towards you and pull it against, right, to look at it. Same like the aisle. Now we're at 150.
Flaps landing position.
Showing flaps full. So yeah. Immersion braking. But I actually prefer it this way because there's so many, I mean all airlines are, apart from the aisle, Illusion 62 are basically steered by this sort of, I guess, pendulum kind of yoke. But yeah, look at this fantastic multi-scenery, and it's freeware as well, so that's insane. So big shout out to Simmer's home. Okay, let's get down a bit. We're a bit high now. Should be fine
Don't
with
sink.
these small ones. Now we're getting
Don't
the
sink.
don't sink warning.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
I have no clue where you
Don't
kind
sink.
of turn that off.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
I guess that's why you had the option to turn that
Don't
off,
sink.
right?
Don't sink.
But I'm not gonna get into that.
Don't sink. Don't
Traffic
sink.
minimums.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Traffic
Don't sink. Don't sink.
500.
500. I'm gonna pull a bit pull the, what's it called, the throttles a bit back. Let's see, so we can lose quite a bit. For now we're coming a bit hot. So let's see if we can make this work. Okay, no, now I'm floating, No, God. Small little plane. There we go. Whoop. Yeah, that could have ended badly. Okay, let's brake. Ew, that's gonna be fun to to watch me bouncing up and down, trying not to float. Yeah, not the easiest. Look at that FedEx, but look at this airport. This is favor quality. My man. Beautiful. Let's just park here with the other private jet. I'm not sure if this one has thrust reversers. I've activated them, but I'm not actually
Traffic.
Flaps up.
sure. Does it have speed brakes? That it does. Not sure if you can arm them, but
Speed
I
brakes
didn't do that.
retracted.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna give it a bit of thrust. It does need quite a bit to get rolling. And we'll head over here to park. But yeah, this was actually quite a fun flight. Thank God I checked the scenery thing. I mean, it would have been such a sad thing to land at a default P3D scenery. I'm fine having some of the airport being default, just because, you know, you can't find anything better. But if you have something better, yeah, avoid it like the plague. Okay, we'll just turn here, even though it's not supposed to be open, but we're doing a bit of a dirty, sneaky maneuver, just so we can kind of wrap things up a bit earlier. Look at this though, amazing, totally amazing. I want to know how to do this. I mean, we're not even seeing all the airport, but look at that building over there. I mean, damn, this is freeware. I seriously suggest that you get this. I was thinking of getting this, or I think, you know, is it like Just Sim who also has Malta? But then I was like, nah, I'm not gonna pay, you know, there's enough airports to buy Malta, I'm not gonna fly there that often. And this one also has kind of the city and stuff, and then you don't need to, you know, get Creelsoft for that or similar. And I think I did the right thing. Let's see, we don't need a landing. Oh, I forgot to put that on now, of course. Let me see. Yeah, we can just do taxi lights. Let's just park here at the first best one. Don't need the approach thingy on. So yeah, a great little flight with the V5.4 Mustang. Just a nice little airplane. I'm not sure there's a version for Microsoft Flight Sim or for X-Plane. Let me just stop here with this one. This should be sufficient. Well, let me have a look actually. Whilst we wait, I think...
Takeoff power.
Oh no.
Takeoff power.
Not
Takeoff
that,
power.
not that direction, sorry about that guys.
Takeoff power. Takeoff
I wanna
power.
do the fuel cutoff. How do you do that? Maybe right click.
Takeoff power. Takeoff power.
No. Let's see what they say to fuel cut. So there's a D. I'm guessing it's something you press. Yeah, there we go. Now they're being closed down. unfortunately I didn't use pack X, so we don't know the landing rate. But oh well. Can't always get everything. So let's see. Oh yeah, what I wanted to check was if there is a Cessna Mustang for Microsoft Flight Sim. Oh, there seems to be one. The Cock Spur. I mean, that's pretty good reviews. Looks pretty amazing. So you do have one, probably a high fidelity one as well. Yeah, I mean, a lot of good comments on that one. Let's see, do you have a Cessna Mustang for X-Plane? And you do, so I guess this is a really popular aircraft. But is it only for X-Plane 11? Ah, that's a bit sad. Can't be long though until this one is released for X-Plane 12. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Okay, let's have a look at our replay then. We can go back 400.
V1. Rotate.
Okay, maybe not this far back, but as you can see, beautiful scenery. Now it's loading a bit, so it's not as sharp. But maybe we can watch it from here actually, it's not that bad. I really like the fact that they've added the boats. That does add to the whole... and all these sailing yachts. I mean, what's big here? It's like casino gaming is huge, online gambling, that sort of thing. I mean, it's tiny island, right? I can't imagine how it's like living here. I mean, I wouldn't mind living here, but I wonder how it is. Must be nice summers though.
Minimums.
We're getting down, minimums.
500.
500. But look at the airport, like, and the buildings around the airport, you can really see they put a lot of effort into it.
Traffic.
I'm guessing the main terminal is here, or down there maybe?
Traffic.
Okay, let's see. So our landing will be a bit of an interesting one. You see we're flaring too much, way too much, then we're getting down, flaring again, way too much. And there we got down nicely, okay, with the back. That's good, that seems to be the main terminal down this area. So yeah, overall pretty good landing. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video.
Traffic.
If you have any questions, comments, feel free to reach out. And otherwise have a good rest of the day. Goodbye.